Sure. Yeah, so my current role at Claris is president and CEO. I took this position a year ago after running sales for FileMaker for the prior 6 years. FileMaker is the flagship product for Claris, and Claris was a part of our rebrand. I came about all of this through a long career in enterprise software, starting with Oracle, landing with Hyperion for many years, and then I did a series of startups before joining FileMaker, then Claris 6, 7 years ago now. Yeah, so the Claris offering is a low-code platform. We allow people who have never developed technology to build custom apps, integrations, and to automate workflows. What that means is people like the three of us on this call who likely did not study computer science, but have a sense of technical aptitude and a comfort level with technology. We can get started developing apps. That's our world. That's our space. That's what we've done. Really starting with FileMaker several decades ago, and what we continue to do today. What's a little bit unique about Claris's approach to a low-code platform is that while we welcome and bring people who are new to development into our community, we also have deep experts who do this full time that are available as consultants, mentors, and coaches to support new development journey for people who are just getting started with us. Yes, number of new, really significant innovations for us. Starting with the fact that this is an open platform. So, as a developer, you can now integrate FileMaker with all of the JavaScript libraries. There are hundreds of thousands of JavaScript libraries out there that those advanced full-time developers would likely be the first to work with, but they can bring those libraries into FileMaker, publish them in our marketplace, and they become really nice, simple, drag and drop type add-on components for first-time developers. What this means is data visualizations, Kanban boards, project management, user interfaces. All these components are suddenly multiplied by massive volumes, making drag and drop development a lot more accessible for first-time developers, and it makes the apps significantly more valuable. In addition, we have integrated the Claris platform with Apple's Core ML, so our developers can now take advantage of machine learning and can do so pretty quickly and easily. We have bundled FileMaker's server component into a Linux VM, so brought some power and some of the open source standards available to our community, and made those available to our community in support of the cloud offering that we've created to make this available as a service. Are the major innovations for 19, and they're substantial. This is a big one for us. Yeah, the pandemic's brought about a number of opportunities. On the one hand, it's let us address the healthcare crisis itself through a community of developers. We've had our development community volunteer thousands of hours, true pure volunteerism, to tackle projects related specifically to the pandemic's effects. And those projects have led to some great stories and great fixes to address immediate problems. In addition, we've offered substantially more education, knowing that people have time. There's some breaks right now. It's a great opportunity to invest in reskilling, upskilling, and I think for people who are either concerned or perhaps furloughed, it's a great opportunity to pick up more technical skills, add that to your resume. We have a few really nice stories that I'd love to tell you more about at some point during the call. including the your local the London ambulance service, where we've had a really profound effect on how they operate and received great accolades and support for that work. Sure. Yeah, so the London Ambulance Service has been a great one in that one of our partners, Solus Digital, had been working with them previously, but with the pandemic, they immediately had a requirement to manage the PPE, the personal protective equipment stock levels, and get this across all of their vehicles, the fleets, and managed through their hub locations. And the team was able to turn that application around in under 2 weeks to have that running live, fully supported and deployed in their systems. And I have a nice quote from Stuart Crichton, the Chief Clinical Information Officer for London Ambulance Service, when he said, Solus Digital has helped our trust, the London Ambulance Service, implement a critical stock management system at short notice during our response to the COVID-19 response. The product is complex yet intuitive and works well to join up data sets across trust on multiple devices, solving a problem we had within a few days. The team has been super attentive and have continued to support us through the implementation and regular product updates. This app has enabled us to continue to support our frontline staff and therefore care for the patients of London. The internal changes have been massive for us because we were an in-office culture. Even though we have international offices, we use great technology for video streaming. We put a premium on security of our communication. So the idea of everybody working remotely overnight was a significant change for us. And I'm encouraged to see that productivity levels have been managed incredibly well. Through that, employee attitudes have been phenomenal. And so output has remained really high when I look at code check-ins and activity levels for our go-to-market teams. Everybody stayed really busy. There were certainly a few days of unrest and just managing through the basics of the technologies we use to make that work. But productivity has been really, really high. So that part, as a leader, has been a really interesting observation. And I think I've in conversations I'm having with other leaders, they're experiencing relatively similar things. That employees are ready for this as a part of digital transformation, and in particular, the millennials and the digital natives. It's such a no-brainer for them. So that side is really encouraging, and I think it's absolutely going to influence and change the way we work on an ongoing basis. In terms of business impact, certainly still unknown, but I think if I stick with the digital transformation metaphor, it feels like that accelerated by several years overnight. Every company, dealing with slow paper, physical, manual processes immediately recognize that there is a better way. They have to go digital, and that change, in order to survive, they'll have to make that work. So we've seen, as a result, and I would never wish for a crisis to create opportunity for us, but we have seen significant spikes and interest across a number of industries because low code as a category is attractive. It can be deployed quickly and address this problem of scarce development talent who could actually get their hands on and put this technology to work. So on balance, we're seeing a really healthy environment. We're certainly seeing the unfortunate circumstances of some businesses and industries that are challenged, and we all recognize that. But we will remain in an offensive posture as we go through this. We will continue to invest higher and look to accelerate our growth. I'd say the assets we have developed over the course of several decades are what is most unique to us. We have done this consistently. We've never given up on it. We've never really altered course. If anything, we've become much more aggressive in our growth over the last few years. As a result, we've built a massive community of problem solvers, and these are our customers and partners who participate online. They share information. You have so many places to turn for industry expertise, consulting help, or as a customer, just peer level collaboration. In addition, over the years, we've built out a really significant learning curriculum, and that's deployed increasingly as a digital offering. We launched, in fact, with FileMaker 19, Claris Academy, which is our new online platform to provide tons of content to all of our developers, whether it's those first time or the deeply certified full-time experts who. So I think it's those assets of this massive community in Claris Academy that really differentiate us from every other low-code platform. I mean, it's impossible to look past AI. Just there's so much opportunity, and I see it with the JavaScript libraries and TensorFlow and everything else that opens up on the one hand. I see it with Core ML as I described, and what Amazon is offering, what so many companies are offering in the way of artificial intelligence, but it's still relatively complex. I mean, a lot of, particularly for small and mid-sized businesses, they don't right now understand or have accessibility into, AI as a disruptive technology to support their core strategy. And I think we have a better opportunity to simplify that in a way that they can put it to use, again, in many cases with the support of our community, to be successful. So, most of what I'm looking at, R&D investments we're making are around AI. Yeah, I think that there'll be some solutions in education and healthcare because the dynamics there are so massive with virtual classrooms in education, new student management systems. And certainly the obvious disruptions we're seeing in healthcare. I think those two industries require the most support, in many ways reflect the most opportunity. So that's where most of our investments will be happening. Yeah, I mean, I would really encourage, particularly employees who are furloughed or feeling some sense of lost security through all this, to take a look at low code, to get if they're reasonably comfortable and confident in their intellect and their aptitude in business, they can certainly transfer that to technology, and we have tons of resources to support that journey.